Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome you all to the fourth session of Speechcraft batch number 9 at Gabby's. It's a very special session today, maybe because of two reasons. One, today I'm not the MC or the host or the master of ceremony. We have our speech crafters with us. So we need a constant encouragement and support from all of you so that they can complete the session with all the enthusiasm, with all the courage, and all the preparation which has been taken care behind the scene. So, without wasting much time, let me hand over the stage to our speech crafters. To start with, speech crafter Rashi, stage is all yours. And I request everyone to please put your hands together to welcome Rashi to take the session forward. Speech crafter Rashi, stage is all yours. We are eagerly waiting to hear from you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swati. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all had a great week last week with your friends and your work things. I formally welcome all of you to this session, fourth of the Speech Crafter Saturday batch. I'm so excited and feel honored to conduct today's session. This is a great platform to gain confidence and to learn new ways and techniques about public speaking. Now, without taking much of the time, let us start with a session right away. To we give a background to all who are on board here today from this batch as well as people from other batches and to all. We will be having 3 sessions today. First is the table topic session, then the prepared speech session, and the educational presentation. And every session will be evaluated by our dedicated evaluators. In order to keep every presenter on time, I welcome the person who will keep us updated of the time and the duration. For the timer, I have a very special person here with me, Toastmaster Sadal. Toastmaster Sadal is the Sergeant-at-Arms in Nogambo Toastmasters Club. He has completed his studies and is willing to jump into higher studies these days. He's a part-time physics and a maths teacher, and he is a Rubik's Cubes enthusiast. So please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Sadal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for
Yes.
the pleasing.
I request Toastmaster Sadal to explain his role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Speechcraft Rashi, for the pleasing welcome. Okay. I'm Sadil, and I'm the timer for today. So, in order to become successful, we need to be punctual. So, when it comes to Toastmasters, the same story applies. For today, I'm the timer, and I'm the one who keep track in your time, in your speeches. So I have three backgrounds with me. First one is green background. Can you see it?
Yes.
And yellow background. Last, the red background. So when it comes to table topic session, the time allocated for your table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. So when 1 minute has passed, I will display the green background. When 1.5 minutes has passed, I will display the yellow background. And when 2 minutes has passed, I will display the red background. And when it comes to the evaluation session of the table topics, the total time allocated for that session is 5 minutes. So when 3 minutes has passed, I will depict the green background. When 4 minutes has passed, I will display the yellow background, and when 5 minutes pass, I will display the red background. And when it comes to prepared speeches, the time allocated for that session is 3 to 5 minutes each prepared speech. So after 3 minutes has passed, I will display the green background. After 4 minutes pass, I will display the yellow background. And when 5 minutes finish, when the speech exceeds 5 minutes, I will display the red background. And when it comes to evaluation of prepared speeches, the time allocated for that session is 2 to 3 minutes for each speech. So when 2 minutes has passed, I will display the green. When 2.5 minutes pass, I will display yellow. And when 3 minutes pass, I will display the red. And we have the education session next. The total time allocated for the each education session is 10 minutes. After 8 minutes, I will display the green background. After 9 minutes, I will display the yellow background. And after 10 minutes, I will display the red background. And last, we have the evaluation of the education sessions. The time allocated for that session is 2 to 3 minutes each. And when 2 minutes pass, I will display green. When 2.5 minutes pass, I will display yellow. And the evaluator exceeds, when evaluator exceeds 3 minutes, I will display the red background. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sadal. You know whom to keep an eye on. So thank you so much for your valuable information. Now we'll start with our table topic sessions, which are impromptu speeches for which you will be given a topic. Now let me introduce to Toastmaster Jitendra, who is our table topic master for today. Toastmaster Jitendra, let me tell you about him. He is a travel enthusiast who is interested in different cultures and values, a proficient horse rider who believes in the circle of influence, always focusing on things he can control, passionate about running, which he take it like a meditation. So let us welcome Toastmaster Jitendra. Let us welcome with an applaud.
Thank you, Speechcraft Rashi.
So the over
for
to
a
you.
wonderful introduction.
Yes, all the stage is all yours, Toastmaster Jitendra.
So good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, Speechcrafter and Toastmasters. A very warm welcome to all of you. Yeah, are you excited for interesting table topics today?
Yes.
I can see that smile. I think today everyone is going to participate. So let me explain the table topic, why it is important. Because table topic help you prepare to think on the feet. It help you to practice the art of improvisations. It will also help you in 4 important communication skills, which is thinking, listening, organizing, and delivering the speech. You can think table topic speech as a mini speech where you can start with opening, body, and conclusion. So with that, I hope that my interesting table topics will keep you occupied, and I'm sure everyone will participate. And the time for table topic is 1 to 2 minutes. So let's start. Who want to go first? Okay, let me start with our okay, Speechcraft Ravneet. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So let me give you a very interesting topic. One thing you want to change in your past, what it would be and why?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah. So if we could get our past time rewind, so I would be so happy to go back to my history and change something that I really want to, improvise in my life, and don't want to, get hampered by that again. I wanted to, become a doctor. So I had taken science and I was doing bio and I was studying hard in science. But some family incident happened. My father expired and I couldn't complete my medical sciences. So since I didn't have father, so I had 4 sisters, and then my mom had never worked. So it was a thing, who's going to work? I should get a job or she should get a job. So then everyone decided, no, mom should take it up because, she has a bright future. So she can carry on further also. But then otherwise, mom would be very, lonely and very sad. So we gave her the chance to, do. But still, the family conditions were such that I couldn't complete my medical sciences. You can say financial conditions or, physical or emotional conditions. So everything was there. So I couldn't really do that. So I did my college and then started with banking operations. So, and I did good in life. So one thing that I think I could have done is what I did a normal BSc, but if I can go back, I wanted to do some professional degree that time that could have helped me later because I couldn't do it, but I helped my sisters to go that. So one is a CA and the other one is a CPA. So they had all, one professional degree in hand where they could use it earlier. They could use it later for their, future things and to, get good in their lives. So that is one thing that I would want to go back and complete my professional degree and come back to the future and, shine again. Thank you.
Thank you, Speechcraft Ravniji. You have shared very personal story, and it's always easy, to go back and change. But if you look back in your journey, of course, you find it that those are the difficult conditions which make you tougher and then
Yeah.
face the world in a much better way, which has made you a good person that you can handle all those difficult situations in a much easier way or efficient way. So of course, I wish we could change, in the
Nice.
past and do some professionally. Then, of course, our journey might have been different. Thank you. So, with that, who wants to go next?
I can.
We are only two speech crafters, I think. So Rashi will go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, speech crafter Rasi ji. Okay. So, one incident that changed your life. One incident that changed your life.
Okay. We come across many incidents in our life, and there are so many ups and downs in our life which we go through. And yet we need to overcome with the sad parts and even the happy parts of our life, the incidents in our life, and the life still goes on. But a few incidents sometimes have an impact. I cannot name it as a particular incident. It is like a particular stages of the life that has actually brought about a lot of change in me in last few years. So a few of my close relatives, like very, very close relatives, and like we have been a family together, but still how somehow over the period of time, I came to realize that they were not being very happy, maybe with my success in other field, maybe with my social profile, maybe with my qualities and the way people used to look upon me. So they started creating a lot of distances, and they started creating a lot of, not to say exactly what, but they were not happy. And I was in a position that I cannot overlook that. So I have to, and I have to create a distance from them. So the feelings and the situations had a great impact on my life in last 2 3 years, in the way that I have now started devoting myself to self to like self improvement and polishing my skills, and like maintaining and diverting my life elsewhere. So that is how I started looking forward to beautiful channels. Like once, that is why I came across the Speechcraft course also. I am like, rather than being into that backbiting things, and rather than being affected by the negativities, now I've started devoting time to myself, devoting time to sharpening my skills. So that is one thing that I have really learned over, and those incidents have really helped me actually. They have been actually a blessing in disguise for me. So I think the behavior of people around you at times bring you on a different level. And so that is all what I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Speechcraft Rashiji. I think the more important part is how you become resilient, how you learn, and how you overcome when people say you can't do it, you just do it and prove it.
Yes.
I think that is where you find the strength and new hope that yes, you have the confidence to achieve anything in your life.
Yes.
And like right now, you have taken a Speechcraft program, which will give you a different direction altogether. So
yes, a different level in my life. And then you start focusing on yourself rather than on the outside world. So maybe the negativities give you the right direction to focus on yourself.
yes.
So that has really helped me. I'm always grateful to such people that who have actually pushed me back so that I'm here where I am right now.
Thank you, Rasiji, for sharing this. Okay, now we have Toastmaster Upasana waiting for a while. I'm sure her hand might be paining for a while. So let me give you a table topic. One life lesson you would like to share with everyone.
There are many life lessons, and everybody's life is different. And of course, everybody have their own ups and downs. No matter what happens in life, one thing which I have understood, and I'm very young to every one of you, I'm just 28, but one thing what I have understood is resilience, not to give up. This quality everybody must have, and this is a life lesson which I abide to and I work forward to. No matter what happens, just there is a quote that this shall too pass. Same way, the bad time, if we are facing through a bad time, this will pass. Even the good times will pass. But our sense of resilience should not go. No matter how bad the situation is, we must always look forward rather than going behind and sulk. And of course, emoting your emotions are important, feeling your emotions are extremely important, but no matter what, we have to wipe off our tears, we have to dust off our depression or our anxiety and move forward, because that's how life is all about. Because we can always walk towards the future, we cannot walk behind, that is, we cannot walk towards our past. Hence, it's better that we, no matter what happens, we must just walk forward. And this resilience has taught me many things, and it has taught me how to even overcome my failure, my anxiety, even my all sorts of bad times. Because when I look back, I see myself as a brave soul, as a lion's heart, that no matter what has happened in my life, I have carried forward it. I have made sure that every day I wake up and I take one day at a step and take it as a challenge. So this is all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Upasana. Yeah, I completely concur. Resilience is finding a strength within ourselves and to fight. And then, the people who are trying to pull us down, show them that, yes, you are more than what they think of. Great. So now who wants to go next? Yeah, one last topic. Anyone wants to try?
Smriti.
Okay. Toastmaster Smriti, this is for you. It's very interesting.
Sure, I'll try.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning and then you realize that you are a robot.
It will be like a dream come true. I wake up in the morning and I am a robot. The very first thing which I'll do, I'll just ensure that I'm myself going to that washroom, taking that cold shower, brushing my teeth, and completing my morning chores because I just hate it. It's not I don't hate it, I just hate it. I can't make it. Every morning is such a painful task for me to get ready like this at 5 a.m. here in US. That's the challenging part. So if I'm a robot, I'll take care of this aspect so that I'll be all set physically, mentally and emotionally to start my day. What else I can do? I can think what's exactly going on in the mind of people around me. I may not have a superpower, but I am robot. I can program in certain way myself. So I'll try to see how and what people are thinking around me so that I can frame my sentence, frame my language, both verbal and non-verbal, to make the conversation happening. Because even though I might try to be good at public speaking, small talks are sometimes not my cup of tea. I'll try to make sure to grab some good topic and have all those small talks with people. So yeah, if I have the superpower, it will be a superpower for me to be a robot someday in early in the morning. I'll make sure my chores and reading people's mind will be taken care for good number of days. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smriti. I wish we will reach there within few centuries, where we don't need people. I think we can find the robots in and around our house. Yeah, thank you for sharing your insights. Yeah, with that, I think we are done with the table topic today. So now I hand over the stage to our speech crafter, Rashiji. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jitendra, for bringing up so many interesting topics and basically about life's little lessons, what we have learned today, like with the various experiences. So that was great. And you made the session so lively and truly interesting. Thank you so much. So, Toastmaster Sadal, can you please share the timing details for today?
So here's the timers report for table topic session. Our first speaker was Speechcraft Rowney, and he took 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Our second speaker was Speechcraft Rashi. She took 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Our third speaker was Toastmaster Upasana. She took 1 minute and 59 seconds. Our final speaker was Toastmaster Smurti. She took 1 minute and 36 seconds. So that's the timers report for table topic session. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sadal. Now, for the evaluation of the table topic speeches, I would welcome Toastmaster Chloe. Toastmaster Chloe, please, am I doing the right pronunciation of your name?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I was a bit hesitant whether I'm pronouncing the right word for you or not. So, Toastmaster Chloe, in a world where conformity and self-doubt often hold us back, Chloe believes that through Toastmasters we can grow to embrace our authentic selves and find courage to share our stories and ideas with the world. That's what we are doing here, I think, Toastmaster Chloe. That's very nice. Now I'll request Toastmaster Chloe to share her valuable insights about the table topics of each speech crafter. Please welcome Toastmaster Chloe. Please welcome Toastmaster Chloe with an applaud. Over to you. The stage is all yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. What a wonderful round of table topics. Let's thank our table topics master Jitender for the really thought-provoking topics, which has really provoked everyone's thinking. And thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Let me begin with the first speaker, Rafneet. Rafneet, your topic was one thing that you want to change in your past and why. I really loved that Rafneet took a long pause to think about this topic. So, what was she doing during this pause? She was preparing her mind to speak. And preparation is very important to successfully present the speech. So, while she was pausing, she was thinking about how should I open? What examples can I share? Right? And that's how she began. She started with her story about going to medical school and becoming a doctor. I would make a suggestion. You may like to create some suspense at the beginning. So maybe you can ask a question. Oh, have you ever something. Engage with the audience, start with a question. Or you can create suspense by saying, do you know what I studied when I went to university? Do you know what my dream was when I was a child? Right? And then pause and then say, I wanted to be a doctor. And there was another opportunity as well when you said, something happened when I was in medical school. Pause. Right? Create that very powerful silence. And then you say, my father passed away. Now, that would really make that very powerful. And later on, you gave a lot of examples using your mother, your sisters, and also how you're doing now in life. And then at the very end, you tied back to the topic. You remembered the topic was about your regrets, and you came back to, yes, if you have the chance, you want to complete your degree. So very good speech structure there. So I want to encourage everyone, do dare to take that pause. Dare, like Rafneet, dare to take that pause. Embrace that pause, that silence at the beginning, to prepare your mind for your speech. How would you like to open? What examples would you want to include? And remember to tie back at the end. So thank you very much. The next speaker was Rashi. Rashi, your topic was an incident that changed your life. And in the introduction, I loved how you shared an observation that was an attempt to connect with the audience. You said everyone has many incidents, but life still goes on. So this is a good way to introduce a table topic, to share an observation that the audience would nod their head and agree with. So very good. You bring them on board, you lay the common ground. And then I found this really interesting because maybe you didn't really have an incident to share, so you pivoted towards something else. And this is a really interesting trick. We can do this in table topics. Sometimes we get topics that we're not very familiar with. We don't really know what to say. We can freely admit, oh, actually, I don't have such an experience, but I can share something else, something similar. You can find an analogy. You can observe something that you have seen. You can maybe share a hypothetical situation, or you can share your philosophy about the topic. Maybe not a real experience, but your philosophy. So I liked how Rashi pivoted to make the topic suit her style. And she still shared a really powerful message with us. I love the beautiful language that Rashi used throughout the whole speech. She said she found a beautiful channel like Speechcraft, and how this negativity was actually a blessing in disguise. So these were really wonderful language that made your speech come alive. And finally, you tied it up with a message, right? That the negativity led you to focus on yourself. So really good. Always remember to tie back to the topic at the end. Our next speaker was Upasana, and her topic was one life lesson to share with everyone. Okay, clearly a very experienced speaker. So she didn't need the pause at the beginning. She immediately went in with an observation. And then her point, right? Resilience. And she drove this point again and again with examples to support and emphasize why resilience is important. I also like this phrase where she said she dusted off her depression. She dusted off her depression. Amazing. How memorable. What a memorable phrase. And also the powerful message that we cannot walk towards our past. We can only walk forward. So thank you for the very beautiful speech. And finally, we have Smruti. Smruti also gave a really exemplary speech. She also began with a powerful silence. I don't know if you noticed, right? She also dared to pause. So if there's a message today I would like to share with everyone, dare to pause, prepare, and then you will be able to deliver a really good speech. So her speech, she also used her tone of voice to emphasize certain words. For example, she said, I just hate it. And she threw her hands up in the air. Did you notice it? She did this to show her frustration with brushing her teeth in the morning. So we can all feel that. And this is something quite outstanding. Only Smruti did that to this degree. So I want to encourage everyone also, try it. Use your body to emphasize your points at certain points of your speech. Feel comfortable doing this. And of course, she tied back to the topic at the end, which is if she's a robot, she would automate her morning routine and learn how to make small talk. So overall, a very good attempt for everyone by speaking within the time and also using the very powerful silence to prepare your speech before you speak. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chloe. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please, everyone, excuse me. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chloe, for your valuable inputs. Now I'll hand over the stage to Toastmaster Smriti to take the session forward. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Speechcrafter Rashi. Please put your hands together for Speechcrafter Rashi. Since the very first time she took this particular role, her segment is over and she did a really great job here. Thank you so much, Speechcrafter Rashi. I'll give that benefit of doubt to you now and we'll start with Ravneet's speech. Uh, let's begin our second segment, that is the prepared speech section. The prepared speech section is all about the preparation which comes behind with all the education session attended by our speech crafters, followed by delivery of a 3 to 5 minute speech. Today, our speech crafters, both Ravneet and Rashi, will deliver a 3 to 5 minute speech. The purpose of the speech is to have a purpose in the speech. The evaluator for today's both the speakers will be Toastmaster Upasna. So let's begin with the speeches now. Our first speech will be delivered by Speechcrafter Ravneet. Speechcrafter Ravneet, sharpen your ace. Sharpen your ace, Speechcrafter Ravneet.
Axe.
Axe,
Sharpen
sorry.
your
I'm so sorry.
Should I start?
Stage is all yours.
Yeah. So it was a Women's Day celebration. So the whole environment was, very vibrant, beautifully decorated, and there were a lot of stalls which had all the handicrafts works displayed. So there was food, there was discussions, there was shopping. So it was a very lovely, bright environment where everybody was happy-go-lucky and everybody was enjoying it. So, but the main agenda of the Women's Day was panel discussion. And I was also one of the panelists that day. So I had got the invite and my mind was thinking, loon ki nahi loon, should I do it? Should I not do it? But then I said, no, you will do it. You face so many situations in life and this one you will do it. So I accepted the invite and struggled, I prepared myself I have to do it because this is my first public speaking. I had recovered from migraine. I was not keeping well, but still I gathered all my strength and I tried my best not to show my nervousness reflect on my face. I was beautifully dressed, and I got a lot of compliments on my makeup and my hair and my, accessories. So I was, very confident enough. Yes, I'll do it. I'll rock, And the topic was also very familiar to me. So I was comfortable. It was a skill development through ages. So the topic was really nice. So I thought 2-3 minutes. So I think, I'll do it. So the speakers had great preparations and they were doing very great and they were speaking very well. So my turn came. I think God also helped me and I went on very well. Delivered a very good speech and people did appreciate it. So that was over. So among those panelists, there was one of my friend who also delivered a discussion or speech on skill development through ages. But so I was, more affected by her speech and only her speech was, that kept on my mind, giving me an intriguing thought that yes, that's, I think, one thing I should do. So she, shared the story and it's an old story. I think you all must be knowing about that story. So once upon a time, there was a woodcutter and so he wanted a job. So he went to a timber merchant asking for a job. So the timber merchant gave him a job. He got a good job. So he agreed to, go for the job because it gave him good pay and a good working environment and a good condition of work. So he said, yes, I'll go for it and I'll try my best. I'll go for the job. So the timber merchant gave him an axe and then he showed him the condition, the area where he had to work. So, first day he went, he tried hard and he gathered 18 trees. So next day he tried, so he was very happy and very motivated. And so, he went very enthusiastically, he went to the timber merchant. Yes, I have, gathered 18 trees today. So he also motivated him. And the timber merchant told him, wow, you've done a great job. I think you are going to rock. So with these motivational words, he tried next day even more harder so that he can go above 18 trees. But he could just gather 15 trees that day. He got little upset. He said, no problem, I'll try next day. So next day he again tried harder and harder, but he could get only 10 trees. So he got very upset this time. He thought, I've lost my strength, But then he went to his boss, the timber merchant, and he told him, I don't know what's wrong. What wrong is going with me? Something bad is happening and not able to cut trees. They are decreasing day by day. So the timber merchant asked him one question. Any guesses from the audience? No? Okay. So the timber merchant told him, did you sharpen your axe? So he said, no, I didn't get time. I was working so hard cutting trees. I forgot, to sharpen my axe. So with this note, with this story, I would like to say that with the time, we all are working hard, and working hard is not bad at all. But we need to sharpen our skills. We need to sharpen our soft skills to move forward and to succeed in life. So from becoming ordinary to extraordinary, we need little extra, I think. So I think we all should sharpen our axes and become extraordinary so that we all can shine. So let's get up and sharpen our axes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Speechcrafter Ravneet. Please join me in giving a huge round of applause for the preparation and for the speech delivery. Great there. Thank you so much, Ravneet, for reminding us the importance of sharpening your skills each and every day, because that helps us to grow, learn, and progress more in life. Thank you so much. Moving on to our second speech delivery, which will be delivered by Speechcrafter Rashi. Speechcrafter Rashi, winning is just a moment. Winning is just a moment. Speechcrafter Rashi. You're on mute, Speechcrafter Rashi.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti. Winning is just a moment. The winning moment is the most accelerated thought in anybody's life. Winning is not real, but winning is not real. The reason behind it are the efforts. The efforts are winning is the destination and the efforts are a journey. Like 1 rupee note or maybe $100, it makes none of a difference if they're lying at the bed of the ocean. Undiscovered, unknown. So don't you think the same things happens with our lives? Maybe we may be a powerhouse of talents, of so many abilities, but what's the use? If we are undiscovered, unexplored, then it is of no use. The main thing that we have to be there, that we need to realize the worth of anything, be it ourselves or be it anything, in polishing it, in rediscovering it, and harnessing it to its proper potential. So the winning moment, once if we focus on victories in life, So the efforts have to come to the forefront. I have seen this thing I have a living example with me of my son when he was preparing for the exam for the noon school. He was that time of a very young, like a small boy of like in class 6. But he has so much of dedication and so much of will to get through the entrance exam that he actually worked day and night. And I used to feel that as if he's preparing for the board exams. That time also, the small little efforts and the big Herculean efforts were big Herculean efforts for him actually. But at that time also, I was always guiding him with the fact that even if you don't succeed, even if you don't get through the exam and get through the admissions, but these little efforts will go a long way in accelerating your skills, your intelligence to a certain level. If you are suppose preparing for class 7, then you will automatically be prepared for class 9 course, as you are putting too much and the extra efforts for that. So the spending hours of countless hours of work, of so much of dedication that we put in, that helps us to grow and reach to that winning moment. So if our Indian cricket team is a live example right now, we may not have won, but still the efforts behind that gaining that moment and reaching to that moment were great. We cannot be always into the winning hand, but efforts always take us a long way to succeed. The concept of winning may be a moment, but it just encapsulates so much of dedication, unwavering commitments, and countless hours of sharpening and redefining our skills and resilience. So it is just the small victory. It may be a small victory in anybody's life, but every victory, every step taken towards it contributes towards a larger success. So I feel that winning may be a moment for some. Winning is an experience in this world which has the glamour of victory all around, but the efforts, what goes behind that, matters the most. And we should always work on the efforts and try to reach there step by step, and things always contribute to your success in any ways, even if you may not reach a winning moment, but the efforts and whatever you have done for that always make a contribution, always enhances you in life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, speech crafter Rashi. Please put your hands together for that great delivery of speech. Thank you so much for reminding us how the process matters, the journey matters, the efforts matters. Winning is a movement, and in order to live that moment, we have to live that journey all put together. Thank you so much, speech crafter Rashi, for your speech delivery. Now, the time of evaluation, because that's what we are here for, the speech delivery, then the evaluation part. To evaluate both our speakers, we have Toastmaster Upasna. Toastmaster Upasna, she is a chirpy, happy-go-lucky bookworm who loves to eat, cook, travel, listen to music, and read about Indian mythology. She says she has been fortunate enough to visit 13 different countries and exploring new cultures. Currently, she is working as a senior technical writer for an MNC. Toastmaster Upasna, we welcome you today to join us. Stage is all yours to evaluate Ravneet and Rashi. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smriti. So first I'll start with Speechcrafter Ravneet. Are you the same Ravneet on the very first day which I saw? Honestly, I love the confidence. You have grown beautifully. Your content structure was very good. I loved how you expressed your joy when you were talking about your makeup. The tone modulation was superb. Even while talking, while you were delivering your speech, your transition of your story was impeccable. So kudos on that. And you have improved a lot. Even your confidence has also improved. I really liked. Your eye contact is much better now. So now let's go towards the point of improvement. You could have a good start. You just started off. If you could ask a question, if not a question to the audience, just what do you think? Or do you know on this day what happened? Or today, or whenever the Women's Day was, I was been invited as a panelist. Can you imagine me being a panelist? So that would create an audience interaction, or it will grasp the audience attention. Second, avoid using Hindi words. This is since this is not a English, I mean Hindi and English, it's purely English. So let's avoid that. Even the filler words, you know, you know, you know. I understand. Even I was there in one point of time, but slowly you have improved a lot. So we'll work together on that. Second, the woodcutter story, you could have shortened it up. I mean, I understood that story and it was important, but if you could brief it up, you could have filled the time, because I saw that it went beyond the time. So, since this is a very common story of woodcutter, you could have shortened, brief it up. But overall, you had great points. Your content structure has improved: introduction, body, and conclusion. There was a message to your story. There was a great takeaway, and you had your real life example, so people could actually connect with you. So kudos, Ravneet, and it's so good to see you grow. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Next, we have Speechcrafter Rashiji. Honestly, you guys are impeccable. You have also improved so much. I have seen all you guys on the very first day, and now it's like boom. Very beautiful. Your content structure was very good. You had your introduction, body, and your message, and your conclusion. You gave very beautiful and real life example of your son's admission, of India cricket team. And India cricket team, I guess everybody can relate. So that was very good. Your topic was very engaging. Like when you first started, I was like, success is not important, winning is not important, she's saying about. But then when you started, it was a very good start. So I really love that, Rashiji, about you. Coming to recommendations, you could have again had a good start. Eventually it was good, yet we can improve on that. The tone was very monotonous. So you were reading the script, I understand, but it was very monotonous. So what happens is audience enthusiasm or the attention goes away after a certain point. So you have to build up the ups and downs. So when you say, are you aware that Team India lost? This is how, if you can say. And I was very saddened. But you know what was great? The effort was great. So when you say this, I can understand what you're trying to say. That emotion gets connected. Cool. And since you were reading, there was no eye contact. That is a big bummer. So you have to have eye contact. Now, if I say like this, Rashi did a very good job and her content structure was, are you connecting with me right now? No, right? So make sure that it's okay to read, but make sure you give a proper eye contact thing. Like if I'm saying Rashi had a good content structure and her tone was monotonous. So I am reading as well as I'm having eye contact. So we'll work upon that. No worries. And the best part about it is the message what you gave. So overall, the message and the takeaway was very good. Your content structure has improved so much, and the confidence. Very beautifully done, Rashiji. So all the very best to both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Upasana, for evaluating both the speakers and sharing your valuable inputs on where they did well, where they need to work upon. That's what will help them and all of us to have certain takeaways today and implement the same in our next prepared speeches. On that note, we are coming to the next segment, that is the educational segment. However, there is a special thing here. We have a co-Toastmaster of the day, which is Speechcrafter Ravneet. Again, Speechcrafter Ravneet is taking this role for the very first time. She will host the remaining part of the session. So let's put our hands together to encourage her, to motivate her so that she can do it fabulously. Speechcrafter Ravneet, stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smriti. So good evening, everyone. Once again. So now all the tension part is over, I think.
Yes.
The table topics are over, the prepared speeches are over. Now I'm relaxed. So initially I thought ki Rashi is taking the first part, but then I thought, nahi, acha tension wala part will be over, then I can take up the relaxed part.
Yeah, even
So
I'm feeling so relaxed. I'm having a bad throat, and even I was not very prepared. So most of the time I was reading only. This time I really realized about the eye contact, as ma'am said. Like it was there, but the whole thing was like I just couldn't make up for today's speech. So, but all to you, Ravneet, now.
yeah, Rashi. So now it's time to educate ourselves for the next prepared speech, to learn something new, and then, grow further. So for the education part, we have a very special person on board with us. And the education presentation will be on the topic body language, and will be given by a distinguished Toastmaster, Devajish Daji. Um, he is the founding president of Mizua Singapore TMC. He is currently serving as an assistant director, club growth for Division U. He has taken a corporate trainer across 10 countries in Asia, and he loves making a difference by speaking, networking, and coaching. So let's put a hand and welcome our distinguished Toastmaster, Devashish Dattaji. The stage is all yours.
Thank you all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
And can you see me?
Yes.
Oh, you must be wondering which one is me. There
Yeah.
are so many photos, images on that. And thank you,
When I
Ravi.
was speaking, I thought, what is all this? So you
Yes.
wanted to confuse me.
And I must correct Ravneet because she said the time of tension is over, but for me it's starting now. So please bear with me. I am very nervous because I'm coming to the Gabby Speechcraft session after a long, long time. And I do see a lot of my familiar faces, including Chloe and Bala Venkat. So I'm more nervous now. But today it's not time to be nervous. It's time to give you some insights. So what you see on here is the topic of the day. You can see all these expressions, which is what we are going to learn a little bit today. So let me try to give you some tips on this. So our session is on understanding body language. Has anyone heard about this 7:38:55 rule? If someone has, can you raise your hand and say what it is?
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay. I'm not sir. Just call me Dev. Because sir looks like, I was not in London. No one has given me any sir, the title there. So this rule is very simple. And we should all remember that. 7:38:55. Because no matter where we are speaking, it will always come handy. The rule of communication, when you are speaking on stage, only 7% of your words are impactful. They are the only ones which people catch. Yes, words are important. We know that the right word, right phrase, right articulation is important, but people won't remember all of that. So only 7% is what people can remember. Then what about the rest? 38% is the tone of the voice, how you are saying it. And that's where we try to use vocal variety. And you must have taken a session, or you're going to be taking a session on vocal variety, where you vary your speech, you vary your pace, vary your tone, vary your sound, the noise, all of that. So that's 38%. And you might have seen that in some speeches where people cannot be monotonous. And we have seen some good speeches today. But if it is just a monotonous, if I'm just communicating to you in the same pace and same pitch and same thing throughout the 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then you will get bored. So that's what he talks about, voice, tone. And the remaining 55%, can you guess what it is? Speechcrafters.
Body language.
Body language, of course. Smriti has been a speechcrafter quite some time ago, so she knows it. And she told us it is body language. Why it is so important? So now you see, body language is so important. Some people say, oh, no, I don't like this drama. I don't like people going on a stage and doing all these things. Why can't they just tell the story? But it doesn't work. If any one of you, have you watched a good body language speech on YouTube? Speechcrafters. Have you seen
Yeah,
it?
actually,
Yes.
today only we saw that speech that was put in the post by Smriti.
Yes. Which one was that?
I don't remember the topic.
Okay, so it's Jocelyn Tyson, right? How about other speechcrafter? Rashi, have you had the chance to see the speech?
I didn't see that speech today. I just missed out on that.
Okay, you missed out. Then don't miss it out later. You
No,
should
no,
watch
never.
it.
I will definitely see,
Yes.
but I was telling Smriti, she has shared it, like, but I couldn't see that day, today.
No problem. Yeah, it's our fault that we shared so late. We did not give you enough time. But yes, please take your time. So why it is important, you will come to know there. So first important thing on a body language is because it gives you the connection with the audience. Just imagine you are watching a TEDx speaker or a TED speaker on a stage, and he's just behind a lectern and he's just delivering, or she's just delivering all the speech in 20 minutes without using the space. Will you really be connected? You may give a very good message, but it's very difficult to connect without the body language. And body language is all about, we'll talk about what it is all about. So first and foremost, connection with the audience. It's a great tool to connect with the audience. Secondly, to emphasize your point. Just imagine the same thing you can say with your gestures, with your movement on the stage. If you are online, it's much more difficult, but if you are not online, you can use the space. In fact, even if you're online, I would suggest for those who are giving speech, I'm not giving a speech, I'm taking a workshop, that please stand up, take the stage, make your room a stage. Your room is your world. You don't have to sit there and you can use a space, you can move around. It's a speechcraft, it's fine now, but when you are giving a message, use a stage. So to emphasize your point, body language comes very handy. And the next thing is to captivate the audience. You've seen many people, right? You can see the image here. Just imagine the person. And again, the guy is holding a mic. As much as possible, we don't try to hold a mic. If you're talking to an audience of this size, try to get a collar mic or whatever it is so that your hands are free. And you can use the hands to convey your message. So these are the three reasons. So if anyone says or tells you that, oh, no, I don't like all this drama, you can just deliver your message. Yes, you can deliver your message, but if I'm just delivering a message like this with my hands in my pocket, do you think people will really be so much impacted by that speech? And if I'm saying this, so let's try a bit of that. So what I'm going to do is, first component, there are three components of body language. We'll talk about that. There is a notes which will come to you. Smriti will share with you. That note will tell you all that, plus this PowerPoint I can share with you. You can take notes of what I'm saying, but yes, just focus on what we are trying to learn here. So gestures, you can see all kinds of gestures. When you are talking to your friend in a coffee shop, don't you use gestures? Do you just sit like this and talk? Or do you say, you know what happened? The India team, so my God, we've been waiting for it, for the World Cup for so long, and these guys are, right? So you're using the body language, you're using your expressions, you're using your hand gestures. You can't just sit here and say, you know what happened yesterday? The India team lost the match. There's no impact. So that's what I'm talking about, gestures. Let's try some gestures, okay? Finger counting. If you're on a speech and you're counting, right? I have 3 points. How do you want to count it? Can you show me, Miss Rashi?
Yes.
Can you show me if you're giving a speech and you want to show 1, 2, 3, how will you count?
I'll say 1. And then I'll say 2. And then the third point and the fourth point, I'll do, maybe I may do like this.
That's right. That's one of the ways, right? So most important is, yeah, finger counting, because finger is, everyone knows what the fingers, how we use fingers to count, right? From our childhood days, we always say.
Prominently, I can point it out prominently like this 1, then it's 2, that
Yes.
to make it more obvious, and without even saying, like I'll be able to convey that I've come to the second point, or I'm talking about the second point, like, and the third and the fourth.
Yes, great point. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Thank
Next,
you.
perfect. How do you show perfect? Very common, right? Perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. Oh, you are good. Perfect, right? So these are very simple ones. I don't know. How do you say I don't know? There are different ways to say that. We say, oh, I don't know. You can just, use your shoulders. How about
Yes.
you? How do you say you? When you're telling something to the audience, how do you say you? Ravneet, can you show me how do you say you?
You? You?
Okay, yes, but let's be very careful. You, if you say you, yes. If you say you, it means that you're talking like a boss or you, right? I'm
I
asking you to do that instead of saying, what about you? Right? This is the you, correct gesture. So we need to know the correct gesture because people should not get intimidated. Oh, who is this Ravneet telling me what to do? You're saying you, like, am I her what? I mean, am I like reporting to her? She's my boss or what? No. Even if
Yes,
you're
got it.
you,
Got it.
It has
right?
to be indirect, and you don't have to be pointing towards anyone.
Exactly. Pointing is we don't like that, right? We don't like
Yes,
it.
pinpointing, like.
Similarly, big idea. How do you say big idea? Like this, big idea?
No, we'll say big idea.
Yes, big idea. If you're in the stage, just go back and say big idea.
Yeah, we'll say like big idea.
Yes, great. With that, let's go to the next point, which is facial expressions. How important is this? If you have seen that YouTube of Jocelyn Tyson, she won the world championship. And there's a lot of drama there. But that drama includes not just the vocal tone, but also the expressions in her face. You should see how she's going down in her, when she's facing those difficulties, and then she's going up. All of that. It's a combination of gestures, facial expressions, and the third point, which I'm coming to next. So facial expression, there are essentially 6 different emotions. Can you tell me what are those? Just say what let's say joy. Happiness is one emotion. Give an example of another one.
Curiosity.
Curiosity is not really, okay, it's not really a pure expression. It's a combination.
Okay.
So if it's joy, just see expression, right? Look at these people, right? Joy. Joy is very happy. Right? Yes, happy, joy. Then sadness, right?
Sadness.
Shock.
Then
A
shock,
question.
not really question, but okay, come some more.
Shock. Have you
Not shock.
heard startling news like
It's a surprise.
Yeah,
surprise?
surprise.
And
Oh, like yeah.
and then fear could be one.
Yeah.
And despair could be one. And the last one, very important, last one.
Yeah.
What's that?
Anger.
Anger. Yes, all of these 6 expressions. Now, remember one thing, one takeaway from today. In our speech, we try to bring those emotions live. But good speakers don't just bring the emotions in their speech, they make the audience feel that emotion. Think about any movie you love. It's not about how good the actor was. It is good only when the actor made you happy, when the actor made you cry, when the movie made you angry on something, when the movie made you fearful. That's when you say and come out of the movie hall and say, wow, fantastic movie. I loved how they acted, right? So that's that one takeaway for today. It's not about just your joy, how good you can express that, but make that joy to be
Feel by
felt.
audience.
If you can achieve that, you can be Jocelyn Tyson one day. And both the Speechcrafters are ladies. And this time, all the 3 champions were ladies. I am sure one of you will go there, up there, will say, yes, I was with her in a Speechcraft workshop.
Yes.
And the last point is,
We'll remember you, sir.
yes,
For that. Yes.
I will remember. I'll take your autograph before that. Okay, so let's not forget that. And the last one is movement on the stage. Now, this is very important. Even when you're talking online, you don't have to be sitting there and doing it. If you're giving a speech, open the whole stage, move around the stage. If you're talking about the woodcutter and all of that, you can use different parts of the stage to do that. Look at any performance, look at any speech. People need to move. So these are the 3 components. Again, Smriti will share with you the same thing. Speech crafters, there is a good sort of a document which you will all have access to. So now my only question is, in the next Speechcraft, in your next speech, in the next thing, are you ready to use some body language? So Rashi, which one are you going to use next?
Me in my speeches,
Yes.
I'll be making a combination. Like I'll be using my gestures, hand gestures, as well as the facial expressions, and
Yes.
definitely the movements. Because if I'm on the stage, I will not be standing at one place.
Great. And how about you?
I have to deliver a speech in the month of January. I'm just starting up with a platform. So I really need to pep up for that. Like suggestions are really very valuable.
Very good, very good. Thank you. And how about you, Ravneet?
Yes, sir. I'll try and use all the gestures of anger and happiness and joy and despair and remember you.
Yes, yeah, if you remember me, you can have all the anger.
Yes.
Just like it and give me all that, no, or all the sadness. Yes, yes, do remember and just try to that. Again, practice makes progress. Yes, practice makes progress. So whenever you have a chance, you can try to practice some part of it. Don't try to bring everything. You focus, okay, today I'm going to do a lot of gestures, right? Focus on that. And then some movement and some of those, what you're learning. Thank you so much.
Whatever required. Yeah.
Thank you.
TMOD, Miss Rashi.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Devashish ji. And it was, thank you so much for sharing such valuable insights. And we'll definitely remember all your points and all your gestures while we're delivering. So it was, the way you presented was also something very nice. Like we would always remember it whenever we are delivering, because it was because your expressions and gestures were so good. So that is a perfect example that if we also use the same gestures and the same expression, audience, I'm sure, going to like our speeches as well. So thank you.
Let me interrupt one thing. It's not ga, it's gesture.
Gesture. I said gesture. Sorry.
I might have, yeah, Adil. It's
Sorry.
not the ga, it's the gesture. Ja.
Yes. Thank you. So now the time for next education topic. So it's a small discussion on how to give an effective evaluation. That's for 10 minutes, and this is by some special person, an amazing person, Toastmaster Joanne with us. I hope she's online. Is she's there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, yes.
So hello. So Toastmaster Joanne is a content writer, and she is a passionate reader and introverts who find joy in conversations. And she loves music, and she loves to read books. And whenever she has free time, she goes and spend time hunting in the vintage book and the stationery stores. And hailing from Mumbai, she cherishes the sunrises and the sunsets and the marine drive. So we all welcome you on board here, and the whole stage is yours. Thank you so much. Over to Toastmaster Joanne.
Thank you so much. I'm audible and visible perfectly. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Saturday, it's 5 p.m. here in Mumbai, India. I don't know where you guys are from. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you guys are from. Effective evaluation discussion. Okay, so this is going to be a very heavy education session after that fun session by DTM Devashish. So the pressure is on me right now. Let me start by asking you just one question. How important is evaluation? What do you guys think? Anybody can answer, though I prefer my answers from the speech crafters because I know Toastmasters have heard this question and given this answer a number of times. Rashi, Ravneet, you guys?
Yeah, we come to know our weak points and our improvement points from the evaluation so that we are, better in the next speeches. So I think it's very important. That is the way how we'll improve in our speeches.
Very true, very true. Rashi, do you have some other point to add or something else?
Something similar to that, only, you need to have proper critics. Because there is always a scope for improvement. Anyhow, you may do better, but still there is if you have someone to get an more improvised version of yourself, like somebody to check on you. And otherwise, we again the same thing, we will be on that same platform if we are not checked and if we are not evaluated. And more than evaluation, like not about the praises, not about the pluses, but basically you have to know your weaknesses and where you are lacking. That lacking evaluation is very important.
Thank you so much, Rashi. You brought in a very good point. So this was from the perspective of a speaker, why
Yes.
evaluation is important, because I want to improve. Now, let me just change that perspective and ask you, you are an evaluator. Imagine that. Why is evaluation important, or why are you evaluating? What do you think? There is a shift in perspective. Now you're not a speaker. Now you're going to be an evaluator. So what is the objective of your evaluation? Is the answer going to
You-
remain the same?
You
First,
become a
tell me.
better learner. Okay. Yeah,
You
Rashi,
become,
carry on.
yeah,
Better listener, I think.
you become a better listener. Okay, so you think you are, as an evaluator, the objective is to become a better listener. Okay, good point. Rashi?
Yeah, as an evaluator, maybe you, once you're a listener, you come to know the other people's prospects, like the mindset, the thought process of the person. And then maybe from the evaluator point of view, it's definitely that you come to know the other person's perspective on that same points. Maybe you have a
Okay.
different thing to say, and you get your vision may get widened over the topics.
Okay. So this perspective shift is the first thing I want you guys to think about in life. When you are an evaluator, your objective is to motivate and help the speaker. You becoming a listener, you bringing up and improving your mindset, these are all backseats. These are all defaults. That will happen, no doubt about that.
Yeah,
But what is the main objective? The main objective is the speaker. To
yes.
motivate him, to encourage him, to make him a better speaker. This is the first and foremost objective that every evaluator needs to keep in mind, which I feel people forget often. As an evaluator, your responsibility is tenfold more than a speaker. Speaker just has to come on the stage and speak, right? But as an evaluator, you are someone who's responsible to motivate, encourage, and improve the speaker. That's your main objective. I hope that objective is established in your mind, because if that is not the objective, then whatever I'm going to speak about makes no sense. Okay. Becoming a good listener, expanding your knowledge base, expanding your, mindset, and all these are technical skills that you will develop as and when you become an evaluator. That's a different thing. Now, as an evaluator, there are two aspects here. One is the technical knowledge, and then one is the delivery aspect. Okay. The technical knowledge is not something I'm going to discuss today, because we are not here learning how to write a great speech, how to evaluate the technical objectives of a speech. That's a totally different session. Today, we are going to talk about effective evaluation. So that comes in the delivery part and the mindset that an evaluator has to keep. Okay. Mindset is now established. What is the mindset? I'm going to help this person, motivate him, encourage him, become a great speaker. Now, how I'm going to do it? There are 5 steps to the how. The first step is being respectful. There is a very common statement in Toastmasters and basically in public speaking arena. Should you evaluate the speech, or should you evaluate the speaker, or should you evaluate both? What do you guys think? Quick answers. What do you think, Ravneet? Should I evaluate the speech, the speaker, or both of them? There's no right and wrong. Just
Both
think.
of them.
Both of them. Okay. Rashi?
Both of them, yeah.
Okay. Rashi?
I think we should evaluate more the speaker.
More the speech.
The way it is delivered, how the speech is being delivered, and what are the gestures and expressions, and what impact and how connecting it is to the audience, basically.
Okay.
Rather than the content, the way of delivering and the connection with the audience, I feel is more important.
What do you think, Devashish? I saw you laughing. Should we evaluate the speech or should we evaluate the speaker?
It's always a debate, and the clear answer is, yeah, it should be the speech.
It should be the speech. Thank you. So this is the second thing I want to establish in your mind, right? Make no mistake, do not evaluate the speaker. Always evaluate the speech. Now I'll give you a very good example. Look at me. I'm a very fat person. I'm obese. I'll go on the stage. And the first impression people have is, oh, she's fat, she's obese. Now, based on my look, if somebody starts evaluating my speech, is that fair to me? Think about it. Is that fair to me? So as an evaluator, the first skill that I'm going to develop is, in my mind, I'm not going to evaluate the speaker. It doesn't matter. As an evaluator, I'm helping him to become a better public speaker, not slim down and tone down. That's a health coach job. That's not my job, right? Or say somebody comes in shabby clothing. Now, if the clothing is very inappropriate, say a woman comes on the stage and she's wearing a seductive clothing, you may want to personally go and tell her, please next time be more professional. But on the stage, you do not tell her or embarrass her by saying, oh, your clothing is not professional. You're not there to judge her clothing. You're not there as her image consultant. If you are in the position of image consultant, then that will be your evaluation. But you are here in the position of a speaker evaluation, right? Speech evaluation. So forget about how the evaluator looks. I'm sorry, the public speaker looks. Forget about what he's wearing. Is he presentable or not? That's not your job. So the first thing is always evaluate the speech. What is he talking about? How is he talking about? How is his body language? But it doesn't matter whether it's black, white, fat, thin, female, male, nothing to it. Okay. So that comes into the arena of being respectful, very respectful. You're respecting the speech. You don't care about the speaker. The next, now I said you should be very respectful. You should be very motivating. So the third content is you should be very honest. Now, how do you be an honest evaluator? This is a very confusing part because many people come and tell me, you say you have to be very respectful, motivating, but I didn't like anything in that speech. So can I honestly go and just say, I didn't like anything in your speech? Right? So this is another dilemma. Have you guys seen somebody speak on the stage and you may feel like, kya bakwas kar raha hai? That's possible. There can be a bad speaker on stage. Honestly, you want to go up and tell him that was a very bad speech. Will you go up and tell him that was a very bad speech? What do you guys think? What do you think, Rashi? Should we go up and tell him?
No, not exactly. Like, you can't be that disrespectful and going and telling them that it was a bad speech. It's only through other soft words that you have to convey the message.
Thank you. Exactly. So here comes a point. You be very honest, but in a positive way.
Yes.
There is always a way to be honest, right? You be honest in a positive way. And honesty doesn't just go for the negative points, even for positive points. There are evaluators who come and say, what a great speech, what a lovely speech. And then everybody in the audience thinks, no, it was not that great speech. It was just a good speech. So honesty goes both the ways, whether it's a positive honest review or a negative honest review. You have to be very honest to yourself. Respectfully, acha tha, to acha tha. Okay tha, to okay tha. Right? In a very nice, positive way, just say, it was an okay speech. I'll help you to make it better. And these are few of my recommendations. Okay.
Like the way you convey yourself, like the way it is conveyed is important.
Very important. Very important. See, and I'll tell you the reason why. None of us are experts here. We are all peers, right? We are all peers. For example, I'm taking this session, right? But I'm not an expert in public speaking yet, right? So then what credential and credibility do I bring when I come and say, Rashi, the way you spoke was not great? Absolutely nothing. I'm just bringing in some knowledge, some expertise, and the feelings that I have. So there's no way I can justify it by directly coming and telling you in a negative way or a strong way. I have to be honest and respectful here. Next is being specific. This is another very important aspect of evaluation. You have to be very, very specific when you give an evaluation. I'll tell you, people come up on stage and they'll say, your body language can be improved. So work on it. Now, what is body language? Body language is so many things. It can be gestures, it can be facial expression, it can be the movement. It even encompasses voice modulation. Okay. So if you come and say your body language can be improved, be specific. Like, for example, when Upashna came in, she said, eye contact should be improved. And she gave you an example exactly. Like, you were reading like this, maybe you can look and then go back, look and then go back. That is a great example of a specific evaluation. She just didn't say you should improve eye contact. How do I improve eye contact? That is a great evaluation. In Rabneet's case, she came and say, she didn't just come and say, shorten your story and stick to time. She said, shorten your woodcutter story so that you have more time. If you just come and say you ran out of time, you should shorten your content. That's just a very generic example, right? Generic evaluation. She gave you a very specific evaluation that the first point was good. Second point is the woodcutter story. Shorten that. That was not maybe necessary because everybody knows it. Very specific evaluation. So this is another important point. Whatever you're evaluating, the technical aspects, which you will learn as a speaker, right? On that technical aspects, you'll go and evaluate somebody else. Be very specific and literally write down specific dash how. How do you be specific? By telling how. How should that speaker improve that aspect of his speech? If you want to say you should have a better opening, that's not a specific evaluation. You should say, how should he do a better opening? Give a stronger conclusion. No, that's a very generic evaluation. That's a very generic feedback. How should he give a stronger conclusion? Give him an example from that speech, how you would have done it. And how you would have done it. There comes my final point. Be very thoughtful and positive, always. Thoughtful and positive. Thoughtful in the sense, what can I say and what I cannot say? There are many things that publicly you cannot talk to a person, right? You cannot embarrass a person. Suppose the content is something that hurt you, right? It was on, say, sexual abuse. It's a very specific topic. You were hurt about it. Don't go up on the stage and say, you should not choose this content or the content hurt me. That is something you can take up in person. Every time you get a chance to evaluate someone, you will get a chance to speak to that person personally. You will get his number. So you can just message that person, maybe next time, think about the content that you're choosing. That is thoughtful, being thoughtful. Never embarrass your speaker publicly. You can be thoughtful, message him personally. So that's one point. And other point is being positive and thoughtful. How do you be positive? The mantra that I use as an evaluator is always use the word I instead of you. I instead of you. So I will never say you could have improved body language. No, you is a very, harsh tone, like Devashi said, right? You, very harsh, very offending for some people. So I never say you could have improved. I will always give a evaluation like, I would have maybe used more movement of the stage so that I could have connected with the audience on the left side. You can think about. I want to tell somebody that their voice was monotonous. I'll say, I would have probably, raised my intensity in the voice when I was talking about IPL, because IPL is such an exciting topic, and then toned it down when I was talking about my son, because that's a very intimate topic. I'll never say you should not be monotonous. Saying you should not be monotonous is actually making a judgment on that person's personality. We don't want to do that. We don't not, you're not monotonous. That speech was monotonous. That movement was monotonous, right? So I will never do that. So instead of doing you, say I. I would have intensified my voice or changed my tone. So that's my last tip. Always be thoughtful and positive. Use I statements instead of you statements. Right? So I would have done so and so, or I would have maybe used a different story rather than the woodcutter story, which would have shortened the timing and given a better impact. I'm running out of time. Literally 10 minutes is not enough to teach effective way of evaluation. And I'm sure all my Toastmaster friends will agree that 10 years, you can be in Toastmasters for 10 years and still you can learn a lot about evaluation. But I think this is the starting point. Even if you guys don't remember anything that I told today, right? Respectful, honest, specific, thoughtful, and positive. These are the 5 pillars that I spoke about. Once again, I'll repeat: respectful, honest, specific, thoughtful, and positive. And in the end, my dear friends, even if you don't remember any of this, that's fine. Just remember one thing. As an evaluator, you're there to encourage, motivate, and uplift the student. That's the primary and that's the ultimate objective. Today, when I'm giving you an evaluation, the speaker should, 1, feel good about it, and 2, take something from it so that in the next speech, he can directly use that evaluation, come back and improve. So always evaluate to motivate, encourage, and uplift. Thank you, and over to you. If you guys have any doubts, I think you can ask right now.
So thank you, Toastmaster Joanne. So thank you for sharing such beautiful insights and being so clear about all the points with so much of clarity that, I think I've learned it by heart, and I'm sure I'm going to use it when I'm going to evaluate, if I come to that position to evaluate a speech.
Definitely.
So next, yeah. So next, now we have the next education session. We have an evaluator for both the education topics that we did. So we have distinguished Toastmaster Bala Venkatji. He is an award-winning passionate speaker in both English and Tamil. He started his public speaking journey with Toastmaster 4 years ago. And now professionally, he is Bala Venkatesha ji has 20 plus years of senior leadership experience in banking and digital solutions. And now he has a good and a very cute bucket list that I must say. And it includes publishing a book, directing a movie, owning a music cafe, becoming a TEDx speaker, and establishing himself as a credible life coach and a career coach. So I am also motivated by your bucket list, sir, because few of my bucket list also matches with yours, I think. So over to you. So we all welcome you on board. So let's welcome our distinguished Toastmaster, and all the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Speechcraft Ravneet, and it's thanks for having me in this meeting. And as I said, I want to clarify it's a bucket list, but I want to live a little bit more longer so I have more time to actually do all of that. So hopefully I'll get sufficient time to do all that I've listed in my bucket list. Right now, let's go into, and we had so many wonderful sessions today. Interesting table topics. We had great evaluation from Toastmaster Chloe on those table topics, and we had two good prepared speeches, good evaluation from Upasana, and then as usual, my good friend Devashish Das, he always sets the standard for educational sessions, so it was good to see him, and of course another direct educational session from Joanne, to the point, and it's still that those words are still lingering on me. So with that, let me get to the, let me try to do as much as possible to be effective evaluator based on that previous session. The first one is on the educational session, Devashish Das. I mean, what can you say? I love the way he started the educational session because that's kind of hooked everybody, right? That picture is, normally they say a picture is equivalent to 1,000 words. What you cannot say, you can say it in a picture. And that immediately captured the attention. Everybody was kind of trying to understand what these expressions are. And that's a great way to start an educational session on body language. So kudos to that. And then what makes an educational session, in my opinion, a great session is you need to have a good structure. What is that structure in an educational session? You set the background, you set the context, then you give some material and you make them practice, and then see if the audience have taken up, have received what you intended to educate them, and then make sure that they're able to apply and hopefully take it forward. So that's what an educator, you're educating them. I should be before the meeting, before my educational session, where they were, and after the educational session, where they are. There should be some moving the needle. That's the aim of an educational session, in my opinion. So Devashish did that absolutely 100% bang on. And I'm sure that in the next session on any speeches that's going to come up with body language, I'm sure they're all going to come up with that gestures, correct, Devashish? Not gestures, right? Yeah, so they're all going to use all of those gestures in the next speech with all that body language. So well done on that. Few things that I felt can be done in that educational session for me personally would be to look at, take probably especially on why the body language. And I know that he kind of gave up a few areas why body language is important. I always felt in a Toastmaster speech, the criticality of body language is the time aspect. He could have brought in that as well, because you have to make an impact within 5 to 7 minutes, right? And if you're going to be there in the stage, just talk, no body language, no gestures, your message is going to be extremely difficult to get to them because you have very limited time. If you have a half an hour, for example, maybe you can do a lot of things. It's a 5 to 7 minutes and you want to communicate a message, and you have to do that extraordinary effort, which is how body language supports you. So I think that is something that you all have to remember, that we're not using because of, we are all trying to become actors, because we're limited by the time, that 5 to 7 minutes, or you do an evaluation 2 to 3 minutes. So people will remember based on what the body language is. The message will sometimes come out later because you actually remember what the person was actually trying to do, and the message comes later sometimes. So it's important to use that. So I think that aspect of time is very important and critical. And second one was for me is, I always felt why we use body language is expression of emotions. A speech which does not have emotions do not carry to the audience. And all those emotions that you talked about, joy, happiness, anger, fear, you can only express it if you have it in your speech. Your story should have that. You should make sure that these emotions, you cannot just do emotions without the material in it. Your story needs to be that emotional. So make sure first is prepare the content with all that emotions, right? I would have requested Devashish to say, make sure you put all those emotions in your content so that you can express them in the body language. So it's important to make sure that you can't just do body language when you don't have emotions in the story. So if you want to express emotions, put it in the story and then communicate it and deliver it. I think those are some of the key points for me. And second, the last but not the least is, I think he mentioned about 3 components at the end of it, but maybe you could have summarized it, Devashish, just to recap, because I always felt it's always good to kind of recap what was those three components. And maybe you could have ended your educational session with the same image that you actually started. That would have been an icing on the cake, in my opinion. Thank you. Overall, fantastic evaluation, fantastic educational session, which actually ensured that now I know there are 3 or 4 more emotions that I need to bring in all my speeches. So thanks for making that happen, Devashish. Next, I'm moving on to the next educational session, how to do effective evaluation by Toastmaster Joanne Joseph. I have to say this is very good, authentic, effective evaluation educational session. I've been to many evaluation sessions myself. I've conducted a lot of those, and I've actually focused on the techniques. I've actually focused on what you want to do. We say use the sandwich model, use the prep model. There's so many different models of evaluation that actually you can do, and everybody focuses on that techniques. But I think what Joanne did is fantastic by taking that to one level above. You can do that. Techniques are later that comes in, but before that, remember why you're doing this and how and what it matters. Some of the key points: be respectful, be thoughtful, be specific. These are very, very important ones that to do an effective evaluation by any evaluator. And I love the way she asked a lot of questions. She engaged the speech crafters with a lot of questions. And these questions made them think. These questions made them kind of go back. What is it? Different perspective as an evaluator, as being somebody, as a speaker. And I think those questions were really, really good because it triggered you to think. It triggered you to say why and what is it. I think that questions and answers will definitely help people to remember that. In terms of points that I believe that what can be improved in this educational session is, it's more of a suggestion for me to say sometimes these topics could become a little bit, these recommendations could become a little bit vague, but you could have probably, in the interest of time, maybe you didn't do that, but you could have probably used something like maybe take a 2-minute speech and ask people, now that you have listened to me, can you tell me from these 2 minutes, what are the 2 positive things from each one of you? What are the 2 areas of improvement you believe that you would actually say as part of it? Because evaluation, you need to put them into practice. I know these are great points, but how have they captured, how they've taken it? Have they received it? And so then 5 minutes, you could have probably taken up that time to play a speech and ask them to see if they're really being thoughtful or an active listener, have listened to you. So that would have been a little bit, for me, is great outcome if we are actually put that demo or a practice. But at the end of it, I really loved the way you made us all think. And it's not just about delivery. It's not just about techniques, but it's about the key message to encourage, to motivate, and uplift. And I can tell you that's not an easy job. It's not easy. Think about just even uplifting your own son, daughter. That takes a lot of time. Now to uplift and motivate a stranger, my goodness, it's going to take even more effort. And we always raise that bar in Toastmasters. So to all those people who want to be an effective evaluator, make sure that you have listened to Joanne Joseph, be thoughtful, be specific, and make sure that your speaker is getting motivated, inspirational from your evaluation. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for such invaluable inputs on both the educators. And so I think your insights have added more on the education session, and we have learned, a step ahead, whatever they wanted to tell us. So thank you so much. It was great hearing all the, recommendations and the positive and the negative things. So making us also, and adding on to our lessons. Thank you. Now I hand over the stage to our Toastmaster Smruti. The stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Speechcrafter Ravneet. Let's put our hands together for both Speechcrafter Ravneet and Speechcrafter Rashi for conducting the entire show without a flaw, to be honest. You made it. It's the very first time you both attempted this. And I feel like a proud mom today. And my kids really did so well.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on that part.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
On that note, on that note,
Pressed out
thank
on
you
that.
so much.
I'm having such a bad cold. I was like, it may interrupt my the session in between, maybe. And it has actually today, especially
You
in
did
my
really well, Rashi.
experience.
Instead of being under the weather, you gave your entire effort, your time, and you really did a great job today. So kudos for the attempt.
Thank you.
Okay, then we had such a power-packed speech, education, and evaluation, which helped us to wrap up our session on time. Thank you so much for all the role takers. Uh, we don't have Toastmaster of the day, but thank you so much, Toastmaster Jitendra, for joining. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chloe, for taking up the table topic evaluators role. Thank you so much, both our educators, distinguished Toastmaster Devashish and Toastmaster Joanne, for enlightening us with the power packed knowledge. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Bala, for further expanding our horizon on the topic with your perfect evaluation on it. And a very Toastmaster Upasna, I can see, but yeah, thank you for evaluating both our speakers, sharing your inputs, and making it on time. Thank you so much from bottom of my heart. And a very special person is our timer, dedicated his time throughout the session, keeping us on our toe and showing the color cards online. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sadal, for taking time today for our respective education sessions and the evaluation. You can please post it on chat with me. I'll share with the concerned person. On that note, we are done for today. Let me give you the purpose for your next session. In our next session, we will take it to level number 2. You will conduct a part of our session. We will finalize it later. Second, you will come up with a prepared speech of 3 to 5 minutes. In the entire speech, there should be a reflection of body language and gestures which we learned today. And third, you will be evaluating your fellow speech crafters. Take the inputs. You saw live example of evaluation. You had a detailed education session in front of you. So keep these parameters, and next session onwards, you will be evaluating your fellow speech crafters. So the 3 tasks are pretty much clear. You will get a week's time, our support, your mentor support to sail through it. So these 3 things will come up with the next session. Time and details will be discussed in detail. On that note, I would like to thank everyone for joining us today. Wish you all have a great day, week ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you.